So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel. Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Keystone Home Inspections, Reed Plumbing, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, the Sassy Flower Bakery, Alter Trading Corporation, West 40 Market, Nolte & Sons Lawn and Irrigation, Rod Brannon with Shelter Insurance, the New York Life Offices of Josh Cowart, Dr. Brett Renzi and Health First Chiropractic, U.S. Cellular, the helpful smiles of Hy-Vee, Dr. Christy Semro with iMart Express, and Springer Floor Care. Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Nick Jarash Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Ted Sandine Photography, Extreme Services, Sinorama Ankeny, and Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
It is a sun-drenched night here at Ankeny Centennial, the north side of Ankeny, where, stop me if you've heard this before, Ames is in town for a Substate final game. Last night, the Ankeny Centennial softball team punched their ticket to next week's Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and Girls State Softball Tournament. And tonight, the boys are looking to do the same thing on the baseball team. And tonight, it's the Ames Little Cyclones in town. They are 28-13 on the year against the #1 Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, coming into this game at 37-1. It is time for our starting lineups, brought to you by 72 Degrees, the Comfort Company. And for that tonight, we go to our public address announcer, Rodney Tomlinson.
Tonight, you will be pitched against Dodge.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to Ankeny Centennial High School for tonight's all-state final. One of these teams is about to punch their ticket to Iowa City in the state tournament. Let's meet our two teams. Our first team will be the visitor on the scoreboard. They bring with them a record of 28-13. They represent the Iowa Alliance Conference with their school colors of orange and black. They are the Ames High Little Cyclones. Our next team is the Home team. Their season has produced 30 wins and 7 losses. They come from the CINL Conference, proudly playing for the silver and black. They are the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Now let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Cyclones. Leading off, the catcher, number 21, Aiden 9. Batting second and pitching. Number 17, Burger, Guthrie. Batting third, he plays shortstop. Number 4, Austin Gabrielson. Hitting fourth, number 2, at second base, Braden Bueller. Batting fifth, in left field, number 13, Josh Moto. In the sixth spot, the right fielder, number 8, Captain Linder. In the seventh spot, the designated hitter, number 27, Bobby Lucy. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 20, Charles Tucker. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 1, Logan Berkey. Number 22, Easton Middlescott will be at first base. The Little Cyclones are coached by Nick Steenhagen. Now let's meet the starters for the Centennial Jaguars. Leading off the center fielder is number 16, Easton Miller. Batting second, he's behind the dish, number 2, Nick Severson. Hitting third at first base, number 7, Damon Churchman. In the cleanup spot, he'll do the pitching, number 24, Joey Oakey. Batting fifth at third base, number 23, Emerson Alberhasky. In the sixth spot, number 5, the shortstop, Lucas Rowe. Hitting seventh, in left field, number 10, Sean Stewart. Batting eighth, he wears number 3, the right fielder, Cole Grider. And batting ninth at second base, number 29, Isaac Barreau. The coach of the Jaguars is Mark High. And now, to honor America and those who have served along with their families, we ask that you please rise as you
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Keystone Home Inspections, Reed Plumbing, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, the Sassy Flower Bakery, Alter Trading Corporation, West 40 Market, Nolte & Sons Lawn and Irrigation, Rod Brannon with Shelter Insurance, the New York Life Offices of Josh Cowart, Dr. Brett Renzi and Health First Chiropractic, U.S. Cellular, the Helpful Smiles of Hy-Vee, Dr. Christy Semro with iMart Express, and Springer Floor Care.
It is an absolute Chamber of Commerce night here at Ankeny Centennial. The sky is a shade of blue you don't normally see in July. The flag is waving out to right field. And it is 80 degrees right now as we get set for the first pitch of the night. Substate baseball action. Ankeny Centennial and the Ames High Little Cyclones. I welcome in tonight my color analyst, Cash Von Bali. Cash, you've yet to be able to play in a game of this caliber. It'll come someday, but you can just feel the excitement surrounding the events tonight.
Most definitely. You can feel the excitement. I mean, the atmosphere. I mean, yesterday when we played Ames, the atmosphere for softball was crazy as well. I mean, it's like playing IHSSA State Championship. I mean, it's an amazing feeling to be able to get here. I'm not there yet, but it'll be a great game from Centennial as well as Ames, especially with Centennial #1. And last time Centennial did play Ames, they lost to them. So, and Centennial's got a little bit of payback, and Ames wants to get the win from the softball game that they lost yesterday.
Centennial will go out to the mound with their ace, 1A of 1A and 1B, their ace, Joey Oki. Oki, the hard-throwing right-hander, is committed to play baseball at the University of Iowa in another year. He's just a junior. Some speculation that he may be a future pro as well, so we will wait and see how that works for Joey Oki. Nick Severson completes the battery tonight for the Jaguars. Around the infield, Emerson Alberhaski at third, Lucas Brule at short, his brother Isaac at second, Damon Churchman at first, Sean Stewart in left field, Easton Miller in right. And I didn't write down who the right fielder is. Is that Cole Grider out there?
Yep,
that is Cole Grider. All right, I can't tell from this far away, but I did not fill that out on my sheet. So
the master of Juicy Wiggle, ladies and gentlemen, playing right field.
Leading things off for the Ames High Little Cyclones is Aiden Nye. Nye swings at the first pitch, a slider, moving across the outside corner for strike one. We will try to have lots of updates from the Ankeny Hawks at Dowling game tonight. That game was moved to Simpson College due to wet field conditions after a deluge of rain we had earlier today. They did an excellent job getting this field ready. You can see there are some soft spots back here as we get closer to the beautiful new netting we've got, but the base paths looking outstanding. And that's two in a row. Severson and Oki have had their signals crossed up a little bit. That makes the count 2-1 now to Aiden Nye. Oki from his hybrid wind-up stretch goes with a curveball, brings it in for strike number 2, called strike. So many people here in the crowd tonight. We may end up having a couple of times that you'll get a backs of heads on the cameras. We had to make ourselves small tonight. Oki gets that one fisted out to second base. Brule picks it up, throws it over to Churchman for out number 1. Score that one 4-3. And that'll bring up the pitcher tonight for Ames, Carter Geffrey. Carter's sister played last night for the Little Cyclones here as well, so a couple nights trips down I-35 for the Geffrey family. First pitch, swing and a miss as Oki goes up high in the zone.
This is most definitely one of the matchups you want to see in every single game, especially when you get to see him early in first at bat. Pitcher versus pitcher, I mean, if Oki gets a strikeout here, I mean, Geffrey, he's going to most definitely want to go after him at the 4 spot. He's going to try and get the 3 outs, but if he can't get him, he's most definitely going to go after Oki when he gets there.
Geffrey batting .404, and that ball again over to the right side. Churchman picks it up, takes it himself, unassisted. And that's 2 up now, 2 down for the Little Cyclones. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Gabrielson. Gabrielson comes in batting .411, the senior with a .467 on base percentage. But, man, as a Jaguar right now, you got to feel real good about these first 2 outs.
I mean, you can't really feel any better. You get the first 2 outs of the game, that'll send you and punch your ticket to Iowa City. I mean, you can't feel any better. Iowa City, a great town to get to go play in, especially a move from Principal Park, but moving to another great place to get to play at.
That fastball in the low to mid 90s, from Oki is making that right side very busy so far tonight. 0-2 the count right now to Gabrielson. Goes low and away. A good 0-2 pitch. Make him think about it a little bit. Makes the count 1-2. Want to be sure to thank the Kitchen and Bath Company for providing our coverage here tonight, being a big part of that, as well as Lamberti, Goki, Lucci Law, and of course, Freedom Tire and Auto Service Center, our name sponsor for the years that we've been on the air here with Centennial Digital. Here's a 2-2 from Oki. Goes to that slider once again. Oki, who has walked more batters than he's given up hits on the season. That's just an incredible stat. In fact, he's hit more batters than he's given up hits on the season as well. Full count to Gabrielson. Goes to the outside corner and gets a punch up. 3 up, 3 down for the Little Cyclones. Jaguars going to go to work in the bottom of the second. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
And we're back here on the north side of Ankeny tonight as Carter Geffrey warms up on top of the hill for the Ames High Little Cyclones. Geffrey comes into this game the ace pitcher for the Ames High Little Cyclones. His record on the season is 5-0, and he comes into a sparkling 1.05 earned run average. Geffrey, we're going to see the hard throwing righty. He's a big boy up there on the hill too. Looks like a linebacker throwing pitches up there on that bump. Around the infield, Aiden Nye completes the battery for the Little Cyclones. Charles Tucker, the third baseman. Austin Gabrielson at short. Brandon Billner is the second baseman. Easton Middlestat is the first baseman. Josh Model in left. Logan Bierke in center, and Graf Linder in right. Easton Miller leading things off as he has all season long, and the curveball comes in for strike number 1 from Geffrey.
Most definitely, if I was Geffrey at this point and I've seen a little bit of Easton's film, I would have been a little bit smarter on certain pitches. I mean, he can take stuff. He can take stuff over the 335 fence over there and right, pull it, or go to the left. So I'd be smart with what I give him here.
That pitch misses just a little bit low. That one in the gap, and that is hammered out there to the left side, and it drops. Miller around in first, heading to second, and puts on the brakes as he heads back in, and a leadoff single to left for Easton Miller. And that'll bring up Nick Severson, who has had such a great senior year here for the Jaguars. A very cerebral hitter, can put that ball really wherever he wants to put it. Severson batting .462 in the CIML this year. First pitch is in the dirt outside. Good stop over there by Aiden Nye. Might have caught his bare hand actually there for a second. So he went to shake it off. That peppers a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, as a catcher, that's going to hurt.
Easton Miller at first for the Jaguars. Geffrey checks him. Miller dancing around over at first. That pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1.
I most definitely have to give credit to Geffrey for coming back. I mean, he had the first pitch strike on Easton Miller and then was down in the count 1-0 and then got back, tied it up 1-1.
Goes with the off speed, misses upstairs there. Changing speeds up a little bit is Geffrey. Cash, you and I had a chance to watch the excitement of qualifying for a state tournament game last night as the softball team did so here at Ankeny, beating Ames. Now the baseball team with a chance to do it. That ball's bounced over. That is fair ball. That does stay fair territory. Charles Tucker tried to pick it up off the short hop. We'll see how they rule that one here. And it is ruled a base hit for Severson.
those short hops can get you at any time. Being an infielder, it's tough to have those short hops move on you. I mean, he did a great job over there trying to get it, and it just happens sometimes to the point where the hop just gets away from you. Dirt and turf, I mean, it's called Turf Monster for a reason.
As we move things up here now, as Damon Churchman comes into the game. Churchman batting .389 with Miller at second. First pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Nick Severson over at first. Jaguars trying to put together a little rally here to start the game. 2 hits off 2 batters so far for the Jaguars. Geffrey looks in, gets the sign from Nye. And that missed just a little bit low. What a crowd, what an atmosphere we've got here tonight on the north side of Ankeny. It could not be a more perfect night for baseball. Here comes a pitch from Geffrey. That one gets away, and that's going to advance the runners on the wild pitch.
It was a try. Catcher behind play, tried to get the block, and the ball just moved a little away from him. It was a great try by the catcher to get the block, but Jaguars did have to take advantage of it, and they did.
Makes the count now 2-1, and that advances the runners. If Churchman can put one in play, likely to see one score here with the speed of Easton Miller over there at third base. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That's low and away. Makes the count 3-1, and with a hitter like Churchman now, you have to feel like you're in really good shape as a Jaguar fan. Churchman with a couple home runs on the season, leads the team with 33 runs batted in. And that was a fat-looking ball just over belt high there for Churchman as he takes a huge whack at that one. And that makes the count full.
Churchman's one of those kids that comes out the bat. He's like Nick, and you don't really see him strike out that much. I mean, he's one of those kids that just tries to get in his team, get some players in on runs as well as show and earn runs.
That's a high chopper, a little Baltimore chop over there to Charles Tucker. He throws it across, and that's about the only type of hit that wasn't going to score Easton Miller from third base. Only chance he would have had if he was going on the contact. Score that one 5-3. And now with Miller on third and Severson at second, Joey Oakey, one of the better hitters on the team, the cleanup batter, steps up. And now some signals getting crossed between Geffrey and Nye. They want to chat a little bit, make sure they're on the same page.
Most definitely, as Geffrey and the catcher, Nye, going up there. I mean, as Geffrey and Nye, I'd be saying, well, we've got the fourth batter up. It's the first pitcher matchup, and we've got 2 people on base. What are we going to do here? What's that pitch going to be?
Oakey watches a breaking ball come in across the inside corner for strike one. He would love to see another one right there. The 0-1 to Oakey. Hacks that one foul out of play to the right side. A souvenir for a fan out there, as it somehow caught a race car on the way by. Great sound effects tonight provided as always by our PA announcer Rodney Tomlinson. Always entertains the crowd here. 0-2 the count to Joey Oakey. Geffrey looks in. That's an outside pitch, lifted high to the right side, and that's going to drift out of play as well. Oakey, a defensive swing. Got a little bit of a breeze blowing into our press box right now, which is just heavenly. It is a beautiful night before the heat rolls in for next week's state tournaments. Here's the 0-2 to Oakey. Upstairs, Oakey, that's going to be a sacrifice fly either way. All the way back is Linder, and he drops it in foul territory, and that may end up actually working out all right for the Ames High Little Cyclones, because that does not allow the sacrifice for Easton Miller to get home.
Oh yeah, it was such a great try there over there in right field to get that catch inches away from the glove, but like you said, it most likely could help out the Cyclones and Geffrey getting the strikeout or just getting a ground out or a line out or fly out.
0-2 the count still to Oki as he's battled everything off here after he got behind in the count. Has 3 foul balls here so far as Nye sets up outside. Oki pops that one up in the air, and that's another one you don't want as a Jags fan. So a couple infield outs for the Jaguars as Aiden Nye steps back and gets it. And Ames, after giving up 2 infield hits to start, runners on second and third with no outs, now is 1 out away from getting out of a jam for Carter Geffrey.
Here's the third baseman, number 23, Emerson Alberhasky.
Emerson Alberhasky now steps up. Jaguars would love to punch these early runners across. First pitch, little chin music there to Alberhasky. Gets a big "oh" from the crowd. Geffrey looks in once more. Another high target there from Nye. That one's hacked out into center field and all the way back. Bierke going back and makes the play over his left shoulder. And Ames gets out of a jam to the delight of their fans, and they've brought a bunch. We will head to the Ames High Little Cyclones top half of the second. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Andy Pollock and Cash Money Von Bali with me here tonight with the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars in a regional final with the Ames High Little Cyclones. The Little Cyclones dodge an absolute bullet there in the first inning as the leadoff runners for Centennial both got on, had runners on second and third, with nobody out, not able to push any across. And we head now to the top of the second, and Joey Oki back up on the hill for the Jaguars. That has to be a huge confidence booster for the Little Cyclones, Cash, the way that they were able to work out of that jam. You know, and Geffrey really induced a couple nice fly balls there after getting ahead in the counts.
Well, most definitely as Geffrey and the Cyclones, they're as Braden Buhner comes up to the plate. I would most definitely be hyped right now if I was him. Say, oh, let's get it. Nobody's on the board yet, so let's get a hit here and let's score something.
Big infield for Buellner. First pitch right over there to Brule. Once again, nice easy roller to him. Throws it over in that right side. Continues to get a workout for the Jaguars. 1 pitch, 1 out. Left fielder Josh Model coming up to the plate right now. Moto, the left fielder here tonight, and batting from the left side and right over there, the rocket over there to Damon Churchman, who makes the play.
Churchman with a flash of leather for out number 2. Here is number 8.
So we'll see. Can Joey Oki get the 3-pitch inning? Linder steps up. First pitch from Oki is a strike on the inside corner. That ball is fouled off over into left field. Here's the 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Oki gets his second strikeout of the night. Joey Oki working very fast on defense for the Jaguars. Back to the Jaguars bats in the bottom of the second. Here we go. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel.
Lucas Brule watches the first pitch inside for ball one from Carter Geffrey, who worked himself out of a jam in the first inning. Brule watches the second pitch inside as well. We're really working those hands of Brule. Definitely a bunt threat for the Jaguars. Those corners are in right now for the Little Cyclones. 2-0 the count right now to Lucas Brule. That pitch is right at the knees for strike one. Nice breeze blowing out to right field tonight. We catch a little bit of it here in the press box. Don't need that air set at 66 like we usually have here. Brule puts that one through the gap out into right field. Oh, actually, no, the pitcher comes through, but Brule able to beat it out. That's a hit for Lucas Brule. Great job of Ames, really secondary type defense for Ames, almost able to make the play. Great effort out there by Braden Bielner at second base, and recognition by Carter Geffrey at pitcher to go over and cover.
You know, I was a little curious why the Cyclones were playing in corners. And I mean, Brule's one of those players that if he gets one by you, he's most definitely gonna hustle down the line and hopefully get there. But crazy over there, he got over there by the slide and got somebody on.
Big lead from Lucas Brule over at first. Here's a pitch to Sean Stewart. It's in the dirt. Brule heads back to first and is nearly picked off. The rocket throw there from Aiden Nye. Brule might have been better off just heading to second anyway.
Yeah, I mean I thought that wrestling speed kind of played its course in baseball, most definitely there.
Brule shortens up his lead just a little bit. Great effort there by Ames catcher Aiden Nye to stop it, pick it up, and throw over. Stewart pops that one back over us. Sets off a car alarm somewhere. 1-1 the count now to Sean Stewart. Geffrey throwing hard out there for Ames, I'd guess upper 80s. Trying to get a peek at the radar gun that's down below us. 1-1 the count right now to Sean Stewart, and that's in the dirt. That's going to send Brule. He's going to be there easily to second base. Good recognition by Brule to see that one in the dirt.
You most definitely have to have a jump as a lead, and as fast as he is, you make sure you have the lead that you need to get the jump to get there.
So for the second inning in a row, the Jaguars have runners in scoring position with nobody out. Geffrey looks in, takes a sign again from Nye. Brule getting held closely at second base. Gabrielson really trying to mess with him back there, and I'm not sure what happened. Is that time or a pitch called? Stewart? It is a ball. Stewart tried to walk out and call time at the very end, but it was called a ball anyway. Made the count 3-1, says home plate umpire Jay Flora. Stewart, another one of those batters that you don't want to leave anything too far over the plate for him. And that one is hacked through. Nice play over there at third off the hop for Tucker. Throws across to Easton Middlestat at first.
Ooh, was a great try to get that ball through the gap. I mean, that was the first out, so it was a great try. But now you got the juicy wiggle master Cole Grider up to bat, so let's see if he can try and get something in and bring in the Jaguars' first run.
The Jaguars really need something on the ground right now to advance these runners to the other side of the field. As Grider steps up, guy who we saw have some big hits a year ago, still with Lucas Brule at second base. Still messed with by Gabrielson out there. First pitch, and that is going to be get through on the short hop. They're going to get Brule in a pickle. Brule spinning all around, tries to get around the tag, and he is called out there. Again, Jaguars making contact, but it's just going to all the wrong spots on the field.
You know, that's he really did look like he was going to throw over to first, but I mean, it's a waiting game, and it's a game that is tough to play when you have to, when your third base coach is telling you come, and then you're like, oh, no, I can't do that.
No, he just got caught with a ball hit to Gabrielson right where he was. You just have no opportunity to react when it's hit that hard. Bad situation for Brule to be in, and this will bring up his brother, Isaac Brule. That pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. Grider over at first, courtesy that fielder's choice. First update we've got from Simpson College tonight is Dowling leads Ankeny 2-0 after one. So the Maroons out with a couple quick ones there. Oh, that's right back at the face of Geffrey. And that is going to be an infield hit there for Isaac Brule. Geffrey had to dive out of the way, and he's going to get a quick visit out there from his coach, Nick Steenhagen, wants to come out and make sure he's okay. It sent his hat flying. Didn't hit him at all. It caught his glove, but huge reaction time there from Carter Geffrey.
Looks like the kid that on TikTok that everybody's saying that he's the boss as a pitcher, getting hit in the face by the ball right back to him. Good thing to see that Geffrey had tipped his glove. He can move fast enough. But most definitely as a pitcher, that'd be a scary play.
Geffrey gets a round of applause as Coach Steenhagen walks away. And back to the top of the order for the Jaguars, Easton Miller, who had a single to left field. And the way he hit that the first inning, if he can do that again, we may have a couple runs score where the runners will be rolling with 2 outs. For the Jaguars, they are playing him very shallow. Josh Model not too far off the grass out there and left. In fact, all the way around the outfield, they're playing shallow. And that first pitch, low but called a strike.
You know, you can't really argue with the call. I mean, it's really umpires run this field, and as the batter, I mean, you're playing the ball, not the pitcher. So you're just gonna have to square one up and look at it.
That pitch is in the dirt outside. Nyes had to work hard back there tonight for the hard-throwing Carter Geffrey. 1-1 now the count to Miller. 3-man umpiring crew working out there tonight. Looks like a veteran crew. Runners at first and second. I know Jay Flora behind the plate's been working there for a lot of years, a lot of sports too. See him all over the place. Here's the pitch to Miller, and that is foul behind head coach Mark High.
I most definitely am going to have to give a shout-out to the plate umpire for the amazing strike 3 call. A lot of umpires, you don't see the enthusiasm, but he's most definitely put a lot of time and effort into that one to get everybody a great experience.
1-2 the count to Easton Miller, the senior center fielder for the Jaguars. That pitch is popped up through the middle and picked up over there by Gabrielson, who throws it across just in time to get Miller. And the Jaguars, with a couple more hits, get some more runners in scoring position, but not able to push them across. We'll watch Joey Oakey go back to work here in the top of the third. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Nick Jarash Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Ted Sandine Photography, Extreme Services, Sinorama Ankeny, and Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker.
athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Bobby Youthy leading things off here for the Ames High Little Cyclones as we head to the top of the third. Fast-moving ball game here on the north side of Ankeny on a beautiful evening. Youthy going up against Joey Oakey, who's been magnificent on the bumps so far. That first pitch on the outside corner called strike. Wind's picked up just a smidge, still blowing the ball into foul territory in right field. Way outside there for Oakey. Boy, I could get used to watching baseball like this. Unfortunately, it's the last home game of the year. Last game we'll call here on Centennial Digital. There's a killer slider from Oakey. Ton of movement on that one. 1-2 the count to Youthy. And there's a punch out. Oakey with his third strikeout of the night. These are the 7, 8, 9 batters in this inning for Ames. Charles Tucker will come up for Ames. He's a third baseman, batting .269 for Ames. Tucker staring down Joey Oakey from the bump. Oakey again, that movement. It is working tonight. This is perfect atmospheric conditions for Joey Oakey to be working. 0-1 the count. Oakey steps back up again, kind of that hybrid wind-up stretch position. That pitch is a little bit outside. Getting a lot of locations there from Nick Severson behind the plate, who's been so good this year. Tucker checks his swing. They look down and they on the appeal, and that is a ball. Makes the count 2-1. They said he did not go. 2-1 now the count to Charles Tucker. That pitch goes on the outside corner. 94 miles an hour on the radar gun there from Oakey. That's not slow. 2-2. And that slider takes it a little bit outside. Cash, you ever seen a 94 mile an hour fastball at the plate?
I'm going to be honest, I'd be scared.
3-2 the count. It doesn't take much. And Oakey going to get his fourth strikeout of the night. Another 94 mile an hour pitch on the backwards K. Oakey has worked very efficiently here tonight. Another fastball there. That had to be right up there, about 92, 91 from Oakey. 1-0 the count right now to Bierke. That misses upstairs. Oakey, who has not got behind in the count a whole lot here tonight, is now behind 2-0 to Bierke. That misses low and away. 3-0 now to the number 9 batter. I think that radar gun stuck on 94.
As a batter, I would be one square one up, but Oakey hasn't given one yet.
Oakey misses that one way outside, and the number 9 batter, Logan Bierke, draws the walk. 8 and 9 now back to the top of the order for Ames. Nye has been really, really solid behind the plate tonight for the Little Cyclones. Aiden Nye batting .291 on the season for the Ames High Little Cyclones, a senior. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Pitch goes outside from Oki. So 5 balls in a row from Joey Oki, missing outside here. Big lead over there at first from Logan Bierke. That pitch misses outside as well, so Oki all of a sudden having a tough time finding the strike zone. And he has got Carter Geffrey waiting in the on-deck circle. Two and one the count right now to Nye. Misses outside. Looked to throw back. Maybe over there was Severson. And Carter Geffrey, who's got 3 home runs on the season, waiting on deck for the Little Cyclones. That pitch misses outside as well. So 8 out of 9 pitches here for Joey Oki have missed outside, and that's going to earn a visit from head coach Mark High as he strolls out from the dugout. Try to.
Coach High must definitely be coming out there, making sure that Oki's doing okay. I mean, is his arm, did he mess up his arm? Was something wrong with it? Did he squirt something wrong in his legs? Anything like that. As a coach, I would most definitely want to make sure that he's okay as being one of the aces for the Jaguars. And if he's doing okay, just come out and tell him, you know what, you got 2 on and you got to be smart in this situation. But at the same time, make sure you're having fun. This is a state game for a reason.
Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Joey Oki versus Carter Geffrey. Geffrey in his first at bat grounded out over to first base side. Damon Churchman unassisted. Jaguars would settle for one of those once again. A huge infield right now for the Jaguars. First pitch misses upstairs.
This is such a big matchup during the game. We've already seen it happen for both. Them switching spots, and this is going to be the second time or third time around with both of them.
Oki out of the stretch once again. There's a strike that he needed. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. He was so good through the first 2 innings of working ahead in the count.
I mean, you've got to think something's up. But, I mean, he's coming here. He's 1-1 with 2 outs. Coach High's just looking for that out.
That pitch over there to the first side, that's exactly what the Jaguars want. Churchman picks it up, steps on first base to make the play. And the Jaguars, after 2 walks issued by Joey Oki, able to get Geffrey out for the second time tonight on a ground out to third. Nobody's crossed home plate yet. The Jaguars have 4 hits. Going to try to punch one across here as we head to the bottom of the third on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Devil went down to Georgia, playing on the PA system right now as the Jaguars going to try to punch one across here in the bottom of the third. They've had lots of base runners tonight, including Nick Severson, who will lead things off here. He had a single in the first. As we move on to the bottom of the third inning, Jaguars have knocked out 4 hits, 3 of them in the infield so far against Carter Geffrey, the ace for Ames High. As we move on here, waiting for Severson to come in, as Geffrey was the last pitcher or last batter of the last inning, and so had to wait a while to get him back out to warm up. Got the organ music playing. This is just picture perfect here tonight on the north side at Ankeny Centennial.
Feels like an MLB game a little bit, to be honest
It
with you.
has a feel to that, right? There's
It
just a
does.
buzz behind everything.
typical Field of Dreams game, just not where it usually is played at.
Severson steps up. He had one of those infield hits, was able to get to second on a wild pitch, and then stranded there. First pitch, a breaking ball. Catches the outside corner for strike one. Geffrey starting to come into his own here as a pitcher. Comes set. That pitch fouled off behind us. Over onto the softball field, which saw a lot of excitement last night.
We've said this a lot, and a lot of people have said this as well in the stands and stuff like that. You don't really see Nick Severson strike out that much, so having an 0-2 count on him, it's pretty crazy.
That gets away there from Nye. Geffrey, nothing hurt there as a pitcher to throw one of those in the dirt with nobody on. Something just enough for Severson to think about. 1-2 now the count to Nick Severson. Bottom of the third inning here on the north side of Ankeny. Severson throws a bat at that one, fouls that one out of play as well. I think that was probably going foul anyway, but that little breeze that we've got blowing everything foul to right, certainly helping that out.
As being one of those fans out there in the stands, having that little breeze. I mean, it's a beautiful night, but having that little breeze must feel amazing.
1-2 the count right now to Severson. Another high target there from Aiden Nye, and that's exactly where it misses. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Severson trying to get the third leadoff batter in 3 innings on for the Jags. That one is hammered out into center field all the way back is Bierke, and that's over his head and bounces to the wall off the warning track, and coming around second and all the way into third is Severson, and he's going to be in there safe with a triple. Leadoff triple for Nick Severson.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's something that he does on the daily. Like I said, he does not strike out much. I mean, he'll ground out, line out, or fly out, but right there he got one and he saw the gap. He saw how shallow they were, and he took advantage of it.
It looks like we've got a courtesy runner for Severson. Jack Compton going to run for him. So Jack Compton now in at third, and for the third inning in a row, the Jaguars have got the leadoff runner on. That'll bring up Damon Churchman. Pitches way inside to him. That woke up the crowd. We've talked about it already tonight, how the Ames outfield has played so shallow, and that definitely had to hurt them on that long fly ball from Severson.
When you play that shallow, I mean, it's most definitely a liability. I mean, it's something that could possibly...
And that one's hacked out to the left center field, and the shortstop, Gabrielson, goes out to make it. It initially, Modal slipped out there in left field in that wet turf tonight after the hard rain we had this morning. And what a play by Austin Gabrielson, the Ames shortstop.
It was a great play over by Gabrielson. I mean, that was a very, very tough play to get to see the ball, especially facing the sun, and he executed it, got the little Cyclones their first out, and now Geffrey's going to try and get that second.
That'll bring up Oki now. That pitch, that's going to score a run as Oki lifts that one out into center field. Bierke, Compton tags up, he comes in, and Jack Compton going to score the first run of the night with a huge round of applause from the Jaguar faithful.
RBI play there. Oki executed what he needed to get done, especially as being one of those players that can get it out there to center. I mean, being mad at yourself on that play, you can never be mad at yourself. Getting an RBI, bringing a run for your team, and trying to move on to state, I mean, that's what's going to have to end up happening. Jaguars get the lead, and now Albert Haskey's going to try and get on.
You almost feel like the way Joey Oki is pitching tonight, one run may be enough as Albert Haskey watches a breaking ball for strike one. The leadoff triple here in the bottom of the third for Nick Severson. Jack Compton comes on to run with him and for him and scores on the long fly ball to center field, and that's right back up the middle. Geffrey picks it up, underhand, flips it over to first. But the Jaguars draw first blood here in the bottom of the third. With their 5th hit of the night, now they lead 1-0. We head back to watch Joey Oakey pitch from the top of the hill. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Joey Oakey going back to work for the Jaguars in the top of the 4th. Austin Gabrielson, who made an outstanding play at shortstop. Looked like he was going to be a sure thing RBI for the Jaguars as Modal out in left field slipped heading after a fly ball, and Gabrielson recognized it, sprinted out there and made the catch over his shoulder. And now Gabrielson will have a chance to capitalize on some of that momentum at the dish. First pitch from Oakey. Went back to that slider. Jaguars leading 1-0 after a triple. Leading off that 3rd inning. Fast-moving game here tonight. 1-1 now the count right now from Joey Oakey to Austin Gabrielson. That pitch is swung on. That's hacked out into right field, and out there is Grider. Makes a play. Staring into that bright sunshine coming in from the western sky.
It's a nice play out there by Grider to get the Jaguar first out. Jaguars now just need to protect an insurance run to get these 3 outs, and then getting an insurance run will most definitely be a great thing for the Jaguars, but they got to get these 3 outs first.
That was the hardest hit ball we have seen tonight from Oakey, and the thing I love about playoff baseball right now is the crowd hanging on every pitch. There's so much more at stake on every single pitch that comes. The chess match that comes with a first ball strike, a first ball, and right now Oakey ahead again once more in the count, 2-0 to Braden Beener. And swing and a miss. Oakey picks up strikeout number 5. Man, these defensive half innings for the Jaguars have gone so fast as Josh Modal takes his time now strolling up to the plate. Modal showing off the stirrups there from the left side of the plate.
You know, Andy, I mean, those stirrups, I wear them. They feel amazing when that breeze comes by. Those long pants, they don't usually help, but those stirrups, you get to show a little color. You get to get a little dirt action when you slide. Those pants come up.
First pitch right at the knees at Modal. Modal claims that he got hit. He turns to Jay Flora and explains to him that he got hit in the foot. That may draw a visit from Mark High.
But also that's the worst part too, when you get hit with just bare socks right on your shins and stuff. That really does hurt. Or towards the ankle. I guess he got hit on foot, but that's another thing that really sucks about the stirrups.
That'll bring up Grafton Linder. Modal looks like, I think he got hit, but he turned right away to tell Jay Flora that he did, and Flora agreed with him. 2 outs, though, for Oakey here in the top of the 4th. First pitch upstairs as Severson has a tough time handling it. Exchanges balls there with Flora. We see the cannon from Jake Flora as he throws the ball back to the dugout.
I think he could switch with Oakey.
That pitch right on the upstairs part of the zone makes the count 1-1.
You know, I put a couple of dollars on that 10 strikeouts. We switch. Okie behind the plate, umpiring the game.
And another ball asked for switching. Nick Severson wants to get another one there. Two and one. Okie on the outside corner. Runner at first is Josh Model. He was our first hit batsman of the evening. And now it's 2-2.
As Okie, I feel like Okie, he wants to claim the plate, away or home. He's gonna claim that plate, and he's gonna show him that's my plate. I mean, obviously he wasn't trying to hit him, but I mean, that's what it looks like.
He goes on the inside corner on Linder and gets his 6th strikeout of the night. The 3rd looking for Joey Okie. Jaguars going to try to add to their 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. One more chance at the plate for the Jaguars. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel.
We've got karaoke going on up in the press box right now, just waiting on some Miley. Party in the USA, party on the north side of Ankeny right now. The Jaguars leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We want to be sure and thank tonight Kitchen and Bath Company for their support of postseason baseball and softball here on Centennial Digital, as well as Lamberti Goki Lucci Law and Wholesome Pet Essentials, as well as the Ankeny Girls Softball Association, who has got to be beaming right now as they've watched the #1 Jaguars and the #2 Hawkettes go to the state tournament next week in Fort Dodge, and a huge portion of all those girls made their way up through the Ankeny Girls Softball Association. There's a leadoff single to start things off for the Jaguars here by Lucas Brule, who put it right into that power alley out in left center field. The Jaguars with their 6th hit of the evening.
Beautiful hit by Brule. Most definitely one of those players that will get on base, like the Churchman and Nick Severson. I mean, this whole team's filled with great hitters, and I mean, they keep putting those balls in gaps. I mean, it'll put them in a great place. Scoring one run with 6 hits. I mean, Jaguars need a couple more just to ensure this.
Lucas Brule, the threat to bunt. There's a great bunt put on the ground and out at first base. Great hustle down the line by Sean Stewart, but an even better play by Charles Tucker, who came flying in from his 3rd base spot. And if that was in the major leagues, we may see a replay there. It looked to be the right call, but that was very close down the first baseline. But that does advance Lucas Brule to second base on the sacrifice from Stewart.
Such a really, really close play over there at first base. I mean, it's such a crazy thing when you think you're safe and then it's out. But it was a great bunt, and you moved over your runner.
Grider stayed right in there against the breaking ball from Geoffrey. He did not back out, waiting to get a hit, and that ball broke very late from Geoffrey. It was called a ball. We were in this exact same situation in the 2nd inning with Brule at 2nd, and that pitch is called a strike. In that situation, though, Grider basically lined the ball right at Lucas Brule and got him in a pickle.
I think Brule's going to – I don't think to be honest, Brule, he's still taking that same big lead. I don't think it's scaring him at all. He's flushed it down the toilet, and now he's hoping that Grider can get it.
Outside corner there on Grider. 1-2 now the count from Geoffrey. Brule still nursing that lead at second base. That pitch is fouled off. Might have even caught a chunk of Grider as he fouled it off, the way he hopped out of the zone like that. Jaguars scored a run after a leadoff triple from Nick Severson in the last inning. Here's the 1-2. Just a little bit low, just below the kneecaps there for ball 2. That is a tough pitch to lay off if you're Cole Grider. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. That pitch fouled off over onto the softball field, which is here at Ankeny Centennial, located directly south of the baseball field, which is right field of the baseball field. As this crowd tonight has been so appreciative of the hard plays made. Great crowd from Ames, great crowd from Centennial. 2-2 the count right now to Cole Grider. Grider fights off the inside pitch again.
All I can say to the stands over that, obviously the bleachers can't talk over in Iowa City, but if they could, they would probably be scared considering how many people and fans that are going to be coming down. I mean, it's such a great environment when having fans cheer you on, and hopefully whatever team comes, I'm guessing a lot of fans are coming too.
That ball is fisted there to shortstop. Gabrielson barehands it, not able to throw over, and Brule slides back safely over at third, and another infield hit for the speedy Jaguars. Jaguars in business once again now with 1 out, runners in the corners here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Isaac Brule, and I would not be surprised if this was a bunting situation right now for the Jags with runners in the corners. May even take one pitch to let Grider steal second. We'll see how Coach High elects to do things. Everybody's paying extra close attention to the signals right now.
If you can get one up the middle, it'd be get at least one Jaguar.
Brule shows bunt, lets it go. Runner goes down to second, and they tag him out. Grider thought he was going to be going on the defensive indifference, and that ball came out of Aiden Nye's glove like a rocket. And that changes the situation dramatically.
Changes it, really. It's a huge situation now with 2 outs. When you're stealing second, you just got to get down so you're safe, or at least so you get at least a chance.
Grider thought he was going with no throw. Didn't even draw the slide. Here's a pitch from Brule. From Geffrey, fouled off. And that makes the count 0-2.
From what I'm hearing in the box, it was a bunt and go, so.
That's tough, the tough play there. Jaguars got to shake it off. They've had so many opportunities here tonight, not able to capitalize except for once. Here's the 0-2. Brule over there to third base, picked up by Tucker, throws it across the infield in time. So the Jaguars threaten once again. I'm going to have to count up the base runners that have been left on so far here tonight. We head to the top of the 5th, and we get to watch Joey Oki pitch once more. He's been working fast here tonight. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Keystone Home Inspections, Reed Plumbing, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, the Sassy Flower Bakery, Trading Corporation, West Sayure, the Helpful Smiles of Hy-Vee, Dr. Christy Semro with iMart Express, and Springer Floor Care.
We're back here on the north side of Ankeny. We've called it a Chamber of Commerce night. And as you look at these stats, there's something that just doesn't add up, and that's where this game has just been bizarre. The Jaguars, with 7 hits and 1 run through 4 full innings, have not been able to push across their opportunities. Designated hitter for the Little Cyclones, Bobby Youthy, will lead things off against Joey Oakey, who's been really good here tonight for the Jags. First pitch over there, ground ball to Alberhaski, takes his time throwing it across to Churchman at first for out number 1. We have not seen many batters get their bat out in front of a Joey Oakey pitch, as Youthy got that one over to the left side. Charles Tucker steps up. Oakey is working almost Greg Maddox-like tonight with the ground balls that he's got from this Ames High Little Cyclones squad. Tucker, who struck out looking his first at bat, shows bunt that time, and Oakey says, "Not here on my plate," and brushes him back a long ways.
Andy, I think we're going to have to invest in a camera in the press box.
Well, the music that we get played for us, you can't help but dance to
Literally.
it. That's just it's a natural occurrence when that music comes up on the organ. Rodney Tomlinson, multi-talented. He plays the organ. He's the PA announcer. He spins the tunes. Tucker watches that breaking ball for a strike, makes the count 2-1. We have a good time up here. It's our last production of the year here on the baseball side and the softball side from last night, but we have just had a blast watching this Jaguar baseball team this summer from up here in the 66-degree press box. Tonight even better because we've got the windows open, keeping it cool. Oakey catches the knees there of Tucker. Ankeny Hawks scoring update right now. Dowling has exploded. They lead 7-0 in the 5th.
As Oakey right now, I would be thinking, I got 1 on first. I mean, Bierke can move him somewhere. I mean, possibly depending on how well he hits the ball, but I would be smart with what I would throw him. But at the same time, you've got 1 out and you could roll 1 here and get out of it.
Logan Bierke steps up to the plate with a runner on, shows bunt, fouls it off. That ball came back towards Chuck Reed from KISI Radio. That was coming at him at about 94 miles an hour, but those cat-like reflexes he's got down there, he was able to get out of the way. Throw back over there from Oakey. Shows bunt again, misses it. They throw back over to first, not in time. Makes the count 0-2.
As Nick Severson and Joey Oakey right now with the bunt situation. Well, there is no bunt situation, excuse me. 0-2, he's going to try and get something out.
There's a ball bounced over there. High chopper over there, over to first base. Churchman tags out Bierke for the out. Bierke says he never tagged me, but first base umpire says you went far enough out of the baseline that we're going to call you out anyway. I believe you're given about 6 feet, and he stretched every square inch of that over at the first base side. And now we go back to the top of the order, and this is where Oakey's got to be a little careful with Aiden Nye. He's going to have to get through this part of the order at least 2 more times in this game.
Well, I mean, as Logan running down first and saying he missed a tag, to be honest, I'd be pretty excited that I got my guy to second base, and I sacrificed myself.
Really, that's what it was from the beginning. That's what they were trying to do, was sacrifice bunt him anyway.
Yeah, I think since he couldn't get the bunt down, I think their coach was seeing if he can get a hit there, and I think he switched the mind mentality that he was going to be there.
Oakey comes out with a nice curveball there to get the first strike here on leadoff batter Aiden Nye. Goes outside corner and gets that one as well. So good to see Joey Oakey working ahead in the count once again. Oakey letting that arm hang a la Jordy Ball for Nebraska. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Oki gets the strikeout. He's come up big every time they've needed him to so far tonight. Some words exchanged there between the catchers, Austin Nye and Nick Severson, as Nye walks away. Severson letting him hear about something. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth, getting a little chippy here. Stay tuned for the excitement. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
We've got a fun one going here, the bottom of the 5th inning, with a 1-game playoff going on between the Ames Little Cyclones and your Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, as the Jaguars lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. The Jags trying to make a trip to the state tournament. That'll be in Iowa City next week, at the same time as the Girls State Softball Tournament that the Jaguars have qualified for, and will be playing up in Fort Dodge. This is we could have probably played it as a doubleheader last night. The Jaguars and the Ames Little Cyclones last night played in softball. That's who the Jags beat to go on to state. And now tonight the baseball team trying to do the same thing. Easton Miller 1 for 2 on the night. He led off the game with a single to left. He's the leadoff batter for the Jaguars. Senior, after coming off an injury through the middle part of the year, has come on very strong, added some power to his game, almost some superhuman characteristics, including 2 home runs against Ankeny just a couple weeks ago. Followed that up with a home run the next night against Southeast Polk, bringing that power to his game from the leadoff spot. That pitch misses underneath his hands, makes the count 1-1, channeling a little Willie Mays Hayes from Easton Miller.
You know, as Easton Miller, as a pitcher, I would be honestly trying to guess what he hits here. I mean, it's crazy. He'll go back-to-back hitting home runs, and then he'll be going down to singles. So, I mean, it's crazy to know what pitch to give him. But Easton right now is looking for something juicy right down the middle to take it out of this park.
Here's a 2-1. Miller, big cut, just like you said. He wanted it juicy. He got it juicy.
He wants it.
2-2 the count right now to Miller after a breaking ball that didn't break to brush him back a little bit on the 1-2.
He was asking for a juicy hamburger. He got it, and he took a big one at it.
Fouls that one off. Good recognition from Easton to fight that one off. Keeps the count at 2-2. We want to be sure and thank our staff here tonight. Obviously, Cash Von Bali and the guys who have been with us all year long, Luke Silve, Carter Brandow, have done just an outstanding job. We've had several student-run complete productions here tonight. You may notice that we don't have Cade Tomlinson on with us. And that is because Cade has been invited to be in the dugout with the Jaguars for this postseason run, and we didn't. He asked if that'd be okay. Absolutely. You want to be part of that, Cade, especially part of a postseason run and a trip to the state tournament. So congratulations to him, and it'll be fun to be with those guys in the dugout. Full count to Miller. Miller puts it backhanded over at short. Gabrielson safe at first. There was just a little bit of a slide by Gabrielson, and we've seen it tonight. The field took a lot of water on earlier today, and as Gabrielson tried to backhand that, you saw just a little bit of a slide from his foot before he had to plant and throw, and that was just enough for Miller to run it out down the first baseline. Second hit of the night for Easton Miller.
You know, that's something that's tough to have. I mean, especially when it was a little bit of a late transfer, and that dirt is what caused that late transfer. So now, as it's Little Cyclones right now, you're looking for a double play.
Severson watches that one, and it got away. Miller didn't quite get a read on that one. He would have been safe at second for Nick. Severson responsible for the lone run of the night tonight for the Jaguars. He had a triple to lead off the third. Jack Compton came in to run for him and scored. Here's the 1-0. In the dirt as well. They don't want to give anything good to Nick Severson right now, and I mentioned before he's added the thinking part of the game to what he does here as a senior, and he has been so good at the plate this year. 2 for 2 here tonight. Fouls that one off. That's a great pitch from Geoffrey. Breaking ball, throws it right at the knees, and it breaks even lower. Great pitch. 2-1 now the count to Severson, working on a perfect night. That's in the dirt as well. Miller's big lead over there at first. We have seen Aiden Nye just uncork some throws from his catcher position, and as you're staring back into the sun over there, Easton Miller may want to be a little bit careful. The Jaguars 8 hits but haven't been able to capitalize tonight with only 1 run. Here's 3-1 to Severson. That one's right up the middle. Double play ball. Gabrielson flips it over and over to first in time. Score it 6-4-3. Gabrielson to Bielner to Middlestat. And the Jaguars' woes on the base paths continue. They cannot get those base runners across. 8 hits for the Jags and 1 run. Tonight, Ames has come up with just key defensive plays at great moments.
That was exactly what the Little Cyclones are looking for, and you know when they get the advantage to possibly get that, they took it, and now they've got Churchman up to bat. So and he's one of those hitters like Nick Searson, and that usually tries to get something in play instead of getting these strikeout.
The ball's coming out of the sun into the shadows, as you can see on the stream right now, and Churchman goes after the slider to the outside. And you almost feel like right now in this stadium that momentum has started to shift from the Jaguars over to Ames. There's a lot of excitement on this Ames crowd right now. There's a pitch fouled back right towards us.
Looked like Churchman was he was in the box. He was pretty close to play, and then he kind of fell backwards a little bit, looks like, for that second swing and strike.
What an outstanding baseball game we have had tonight here on the north side of Ankeny. Geoffrey looks in on Churchman. Churchman puts that out in the power alley in right field, and Linder comes on over from right side and grabs the ball and makes the play. Looked like it might have been into the gap, but that Ames outfield playing so shallow, Linder got to it in a hurry. We go back to the top of the 6th. We move on. Right back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel.
Thanks, Luke Silve, getting us back on the air here tonight. The Little Cyclones going to go to work here in the top of the 6th. They will come out with their pitcher, Carter Geoffrey.
Right now, it looks like just taking a couple warm-ups. Looks like Severson's getting a little tired behind the plate. I mean, that's what it can do to you when we get those 80-plus days. I mean, right now, I don't think it's 80 out there, but it's a nice breeze. But with all black catcher's gear and having that mask on a little while, it'll get you tired.
Well, this game, the Jaguars came in favored. I don't know if I would say heavily favored, but the Jaguars definitely favored by seed. And the Ames High Little Cyclones have given them everything they could want and more right now, especially on the defensive end. First pitch, swing and a miss there from Geffrey. Big infield for the Jaguars. Everybody way back right now. Slider misses by a lot, all the way back to the backstop.
Right now, with the winner of this game is going to end up taking on either Northwest Waukee or DCG, I believe.
That pitch misses just inside as the late break wasn't enough from Okie. The American flag out behind the scoreboard in right field has gone absolutely still. And then right in the middle of the back, Geffrey takes that one. And the tying run is on the base paths here in the top of the sixth in the form of leadoff batter Carter Geffrey.
That was somewhere probably right either in the back or the butt. That's somewhere where you're going to want to take it. You don't want to turn towards that ball. And that's somewhere, hopefully as a pitcher, he's okay so he can come out and pitch a couple more.
That'll bring out Gabrielson. Mark High going to want to come out right now and chat about some strategy with Joey Okie. We had an absolute classic ball game on the south side of Ankeny last night where Van Meter's stretch of 4 straight baseball titles was ended by Pella Christian in 10 innings. Outstanding pitching performance by Pella Christian. That was down at Ankeny High last night. And you almost have a feel that this game right now, with the way the Jaguars have squandered opportunities and now they get the leadoff runner out for Ames, things have just kind of shifted into Ames' favor here as this game has gone on. Despite just a 1-0 score, it has felt like a game controlled by Centennial, but you just feel that buzz continue right now. And I did not see who came in to run over at first base for Geffrey. Can't see a number here from the front of the jersey either. Austin Gabrielson in to hit for Ames. That pitch is lined out into left field. That's going to be a base hit as Stewart comes and get it coming around from the third base side. And just like that, the Ames High Little Cyclones are in business with nobody out and runners on second and third. That was the first hit of the game allowed by Joey Okie.
Okie, it was a great pitch by Okie, and, you know, if they can grab a hold of one of Okie's, it'll go far, and that's exactly what he did. So he grabbed a hold of that ball, made sure that it was going to go somewhere, and now he's got runners on third and second, and now in Okie's mind, you just got to say, you know what? Let's get a double play here. Let's make it possibly possible. I mean, you can't get down on yourself on the mound.
Braden Bielner steps up with runners on second and third. First pitch is called strike on the outside corner. I think it's Darren Lampley running over there at third. I think I saw number 10. It's 18. Okay, gotcha. There's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 to Braden Bielner. It is Brett Berkheimer over at first base. Or at third base, excuse me. Here's the 0-2. That is lined out into center field. That's going to tie it up. Easton Miller comes in. And again, nobody out. Ames manufacturing some runs.
Looking back at the Ames versus Centennial game last year, once I mentioned it earlier in the stream when we started, that Ames beat Centennial last year. So this is what it showed in the line score, that Centennial kind of started to get a little tired towards the end of it, and now it's the same situation with 1-1, and you got somebody on third base.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Josh Model. He is 0 for 1 on the night. He got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, but Ames, with runners in the corners, is now thinking upset. The go-ahead run over there at third in the form of Austin Gabrielson. Model steps up from the left side. Runner goes, pitch swung on. That's going to score another run as that hacks through. Going around to third, and there's going to be a play at third, and out going in at third base. Great throw over there from the right side by Cole Grider, but the Little Cyclones take the lead.
It's a beautiful, beautiful throw. Oh, I'm guessing, I think it was by Grider over there right, I'm guessing. But it was a great throw by him. Having a pitcher out there in right field or out in the outfield in general will get you a good chance of the situation. So now Jaguars got the out at third base. Now the lead runner's on second. So now they've got hopefully a double play here.
And that'll bring up Grafton Linder. First pitch is ball one. Ames crowd is excited right now. Runner at second base is Modal. Pitch comes in and that gets away. That's going to move Modal to third.
Looks like Searson's getting a little tired there behind the plate. All Jaguars now are looking like they're getting a little bit tired out there in the field, but now it's really when it counts. With Ames up 2-1, they've got to push through this one. Hopefully getting a double play thrown over to first and getting the runner out.
Infield is in for the Jaguars. That pitch on the outside corner to make the count 2-1 from Oki to Grafton Linder. Linder has struck out both times he's come up to the plate tonight. He's got a runner on third right now, and that's a big one for the Little Cyclones. Oki on the outside corner, breaking ball. Curls just over the outside corner to get the strike call. Ames did not have a hit before this sixth inning. They've had 3 here in the sixth. Oki goes inside, and that just misses. Loads up the count. The big story of the night is the Jaguars have had 8 hits and only scored 1 run off those 8 hits. There's a pitch, swung on, popped up into left field. That's a fly ball. Stewart underneath it. There's going to be a sacrifice. Throw comes in, but Modal's going to come home to score. And Ames now takes a 3-1 lead.
I mean, honestly, over the sacrifice fly out to left, that was it's exactly actually what Ames needed there. But now Joey Oki gets a chance here with bases cleared. Yep, bases cleared. So now he's just got to get that the third out. Excuse me, get that third out to get out of it.
Bobby Youthy steps up to the plate. He's going to try to keep this Ames rally going now with 2 outs. That breaking ball comes in, misses inside for ball 1. Pitch fouled off. Ames trying to pull what would be a gigantic upset here tonight. Youthy swings at that high fastball for strike 2. Jaguars will go to the plate in the bottom of the 6th with Oki, Alberhaski, and Lucas Brule. As another strikeout there for Oki, but Ames High Little Cyclones bats come alive in the top of the 6th, and their crowd is loud right now. A lot of momentum here for the Ames High Little Cyclones as we head to the Jags half of the 6th. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
What a top half of the 6th inning for the Ames High Little Cyclones. 3 runs off 3 hits, and they have taken a 3-1 lead right now over the number 1 ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Joey Oki takes a deep breath as he strolls up to the plate. He is going to try to come up with a big hit for the Jaguars, who have had so many opportunities squandered tonight on the base paths, a lot of times due to some great defense by the Ames High Little Cyclones. Oki steps in, the pitcher, cleanup batter, trying to help his own cause. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Steps in against Carter Geffrey, who every time he has got in a jam tonight has found himself out of it. Has gradually worked himself out. Ames is just focused on every single pitch, not looking too far ahead, and they've made the plays so far when they've needed to. 3-1, Ames in the lead. 0-1 the count right now to Joey Oki. That pitch swung on. That is a long fly ball to right center field, and Bierke makes the play for out. Excuse me, Linder makes the play for out number 1. Emerson Alberhaski, who is 0 for 2 on the night. That Ames outfield has now gone back to kind of a more traditional look. Man, they were playing in so far early on in this one tonight. Alberhaski going to try to get the Jags back into this one. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. And what's so important about this right now is the Jaguars, Alberhaski, the number 5 batter. So you're looking at with 5 outs left for the Jaguars and 5 more batters to get to the top of the order. And you would love to see a chance to get Easton Miller with a bat in his hands one more time here tonight. That pitch, Alberhaski, almost like he realized that he needed to swing at it after it was already in the catcher's mitt. That ball was popping out of Geffrey's arms. Here's the 1-1. That ball grounded over there. Bielner picks it up and can't handle it. Bielner tried to glove it, and maybe that's the spark the Jaguars will need as Alberhaski was motoring down. That's just the first error of the night by either team, a very cleanly played game.
With the play over there, I mean, you kind of saw it a little bit over there with the with that kind of hop, but as a Jaguar fan, you're like, please, miss it, and he just couldn't get it there.
First pitch there to Lucas Brule is a strike. Brule has a couple infield hits on the evening. That right side of the infield is staring right into the sun right now over at first base. Here's the 0-1 from Geffrey. In the dirt, good stop again. Aiden Nye has been so good behind the plate tonight for the Little Cyclones. He is a spark back there. 1-1 the count.
Sorry, you can't really ask for any better of a catcher as a coach. I mean, he's working his butt off back there. He wants his team to go, and he's got to be a part of it.
Pitches upstairs to Brule. Boy, if you like good baseball, you found it here tonight on Centennial Digital. 2-1 the count right now to Lucas Brule. Swung on, fouled off. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Brule trying to punch one through on the right side. Here comes a pitch from Geffrey. That breaking ball breaks late enough to just avoid hitting Brule, and that loads up the count.
That's one of those pitches that you're most definitely, as a coach, you're like, oh, why didn't you take it? But be honest, I wouldn't take that either.
Here's the full count. And Brule, they try to turn 2. Actually, I think over there might have been safe at second. I thought he pulled his foot at second base, but the umpire there to call him out. Brule is safe at first. Another one of those plays that you may have an opportunity to review in later stages of baseball. But either way, Ames in good shape right now as Brule safe at first, but that'll bring up Sean Stewart. He's the 7 batter for the Jags. Stewart is 0 for 1 on the night with a sac bunt.
This dirt's killing everybody's ankles.
Well,
I mean, everybody's tripping and falling.
There's been a lot of slipping and sliding as that ball got away from Middlestad over at first. Brule's taking a big lead. Seen several slips out there on the dirt tonight. It was so wet this morning. Brule back in safely at first, and that's where Ames throwing over, again staring right into the sun. That could make things very difficult. That pitch is in the dirt. Want to know the count right now to Sean Stewart. That's in the dirt as well. 2-0 the count with Lucas Brule over at first base. Ames trying to pull the upset here and make their way to the state tournament in Iowa City. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's at the knees for a strike. Two and one the count right now to Stewart. And chops that one foul down the third baseline. Evens up the count at 2 apiece.
It's a big thing that they have as coaches, and when you're down, you play the. There's lots of different names to it, but I'm used to the losing game or down game. So you just gotta be smart with what pitches you get, and with 2-2, you gotta be smart here as well.
Stewart lines that one out into the gap. It's going to fall. Brule's coming around. He's going to be held up at third base. And that is a great hit. Actually, the ball comes away. Heading to second. They're going to try to make a play, and he is safe at second base. Wow. That was a huge call at second base as Stewart off the hit tried to get an extra base out of it off the missed cut. And he slides in around the tag at second, and that is going to bring out Nick Steenhagen. He's going to want to have a chat. We've got 3 umpires. If one had a better view at it, we could have a huge change in things here tonight. As it stands right now, the Jaguars are sitting here with runners on second and third with 2 outs, and Cole Grider coming to the plate.
This right here is just coach going out there. He's saying, it looked like he was out. Umpire saying this is what I saw.
Umpire is saying he's not even going to let him talk to his buddies out there.
Yeah,
so.
He said this is my call and I'm going to stand for it. And coach can't do much about it except take it and now encourage his team to get that third out to get out of this one.
So Sean Stewart with the 9th hit of the night for the Jaguars.
So it's a big guess here, but if Grider can get one over the fence, it'd be amazing.
Grider with runners on second and third trying to tie this one up. First pitch is a check swing, and they say he went. Jaguar fans not happy about that one. I think it's the right call over there at first. I don't think there was much doubt about that one at all. And now the count is 1-0 to Grider. Or excuse me, 0-1 to Grider with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Jaguars down by 2. Breaking ball comes in there, makes the count. No, it did not. It was not called a strike. And that makes the count 1-1.
It was just, it looked like a strike from here, but I mean, it was just a little high by play umpire here.
Brule at third, Stewart at second. That pitch is on the outside corner to make the count 1-2 to Cole Grider. What these hits do allow, though, is the Jaguars will be able to get the top of the order back up in the 7th, and that's what's been just as big as anything is the top of the order is that a lot of hits here tonight. Here's a 1-2, and that misses just low. Just misses.
Ames isn't happy with some of these calls, but, I mean, they are very close, and, I mean, until you're behind the plate actually seeing it, it's a whole different ball game.
Makes the count 2-2 to Grider. Runners on second and third. Upstairs, loads up the count. Boy, this game has not lacked for drama here tonight. Full count right now to Cole Grider. On third base is Lucas Brule. On second is Sean Stewart. Ames up by 2 on a full count pitch from Carter Geffrey. Here's the pitch. It hits him in the helmet. Oh, man. Grider takes that one right in the ear hole. He claims he's okay. He lets Geffrey know he's okay. Great sportsmanship there by Carter Geffrey to come in and check on him, but he waves him off, says he understands that was not on purpose. Obviously not a situation where you're trying to throw at a batter. And quick glance from Grider, he says he's okay as he looks down.
You can't really do much on that. I mean, it happens. I mean, as a batter, I would be doing the same thing. And you know what? It was great sportsmanship by the pitcher. And, you know, it's great to see that. But, I mean, that one's going to sting for a little bit. And might see a couple stars for a couple of minutes. But, you know, it's baseball.
Isaac Brule, the number 9 batter, steps up to the plate with bases loaded. His brother Lucas on third, Sean Stewart on second, Cole Grider at first. Carter Geffrey looks in on Brule. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Jaguars with 9 hits tonight and only 1 run to show for it, and this is another huge opportunity here in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 the count right now to Brule. That's in the dirt. Makes the count 1-1. Boy, these fans are into it here tonight. Anybody who came to a high school baseball game for the first time tonight is here for a treat. Ames scored 3 runs in the top of the 6th to take the lead and trying to pull the upset on the number 1 Jaguars here tonight. 1-1 to Brule. Brule pops that one up into center field. Bierke underneath it and makes the play. Ames gets out of the inning with bases loaded. They get out of the inning, I should say, again. The Jaguars have not been able to capitalize. They're going to try to close them down, but have a chance to win it with the top of the order in the 7th. We'll be back with the 7th right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Charles Tucker comes up to the plate. Oki still in as a pitcher for the Jaguars. First pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Tucker, the number 8 batter for the Ames. He is 0-1 tonight as that pitch from Oki is in the dirt. Ames trying to pull what would be a pretty monumental upset here tonight on the north side of Ankeny. Ames put up 3 runs in the top of the 6th off 3 hits. They didn't have a hit until that point. They scored 3 off it. Jaguars have had 9 hits and they've only scored 1 run, and that's baseball. That pitch upstairs inside. That was a fast pitch coming in there on Tucker. 2-1 the count right now from Joey Oki to Charles Tucker. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner, makes it 2-2. If you could describe, this is almost like watching Iowa State play defense tonight, watching Ames play in football. Just bend, but do not break. They have had so many base runners on, the Jaguars have, and every time the Ames defense has come up with a huge play. 2-2 the count right now to Charles Tucker. There's a curveball just a bit upstairs. And that loads up the count from Joey Oki to Charles Tucker. Full count pitch. Breaking ball. Doesn't get the movement Okie wanted, and that draws the leadoff walk for the second time tonight for Charles Tucker. And we've got Mark High coming out here to chat once more. Looks like he's going to chat a little bit with Joey Okie. I have not seen any looks over to the bullpen. There it is. Easton Pratt looks like he will come out. The senior going to have a chance to finish things out here for the Jaguars as Pratt jogs on out. As he warms up, we'll take a break and come back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel.
Easton Pratt in for the Jaguars. Needs to get 3 more outs so the Jags can go back to work on offense. Easton has been so good as a senior for the Jaguars this year. They've called him 1B to Okie. He'll go on and continue his college career playing Division II baseball. Little game reset here tonight. Ames High did not have a hit until the 6th inning, and when they did, they came in bunches. They got 3 hits, and they were able to knock in all the base runners that they had and score 3 runs. The Jaguars have put base runners on literally from the very beginning tonight, including a leadoff single from Easton Miller. They've had 9 hits, but only able to score 1 run off those 9 hits, and that's where we stand right now. 3-1 Ames trying to pull the upset over the number 1 Jags here in the top of the 7th. That ball's popped up, high fly ball. And Lucas Brule calls off his brother Isaac to make the play, coming way across into Isaac's territory to make that play. And that will bring up the top of the order Aiden Nye, who is 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. One out here. Pratt loses that one upstairs. That's a huge lead over there at first base from Tucker. Pratt looks over and checks on the runner. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. What a ball game we have had here tonight on the north side of Ankeny, and really a well-played ball game, save for 2 what ended up being very inconsequential Ames errors. Jags throw back. We've got a pickle as they head to second, and the throw goes out into left field. The Jaguars were given a free out, and the error over at first base as it throws out into left field. And Tucker was dead to rights over at first base to get the second out. And he decided to head to second, and the Jaguars get their first error of the evening. 1-2, though, the count right now from Pratt. They're going to have to reload right now on Aiden Nye. It feels dark out here on the field right now, doesn't it? And they want a timeout. One and 2 the count right now from Pratt to Nye. Foul off back to the backstop. 1-2 the count from Pratt. Takes his time looking in, checks the runner. Misses upstairs. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at second base is Charles Tucker for Ames, as he's got a pretty safe lead out there. Aiden Nye, the leadoff batter for the Little Cyclones here. Pitch inside on him. Loads up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Carter Geffrey, who started the rally for Ames in the top of the 6th when he got hit by a pitch. He is waiting on deck, and that took us into the part of the Ames order where suddenly nothing could go wrong for the Little Cyclones. Full count from Pratt. Upstairs, Nye draws the walk. And that will get a courtesy runner over there at first base for Ames. I believe it was number 7, Judd Simpson, in to run for Nye. Geffrey is not at a hit tonight, but he was the spark, and he has been outstanding in the circle for the Little Cyclones, getting out of everything the Jaguars have thrown at him. Runners at first and second. Pitch from Pratt out of the stretch. 1 out here for the Jags. Pitch is in the dirt. It's blocked by Severson. If there was only the runner over at first, if it was just Simpson, he probably would have taken off to second, but he's got the runner at third base. Charles Tucker holding him up. Ames in the lead, 3-1 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out for the Jags, 1-0 the count. Pratt from the stretch, looking all over once again. Goes to throw back on the wheel play. There's a pitch from Pratt, swing and a miss. They throw down to second, and Brule right there to grab it. Not sure there's a play to be made there, but Jags just trying to get a spark right now. 1-1 the count. One and one the count from Pratt to Geffrey. Pratt misses that one up at the hands of Geffrey. And Easton Pratt having to come in and throw from the stretch. Had to break himself in quickly. Joey Oakey was so good through 5 innings tonight, but couldn't quite make it through the 6th. 2-1 the count from Pratt. Big lead over at first from Simpson. There's a pitch swung on and fouled back. Evens up the count at 2 apiece.
Well, looks like we've got a couple fans going out there over in the right field. Looks like we got an officer over there checking it on out.
Yeah.
He said, I see a lot of action going on, so let's check it on out.
Great community support up here for Ankeny Centennial, and obviously the crowd that Ames brought down here tonight has been outstanding as well. 2-2 the count right now to Geffrey. Pratt. They call timeout here. Geffrey calls time at the plate. Didn't like how long Pratt was taking on the hill. Two and two the count once again. Pratt looks around. Here's a pitch, low, loads up the count at 3-2. A lot of Fingernails being chewed on the Ankeny Centennial side right now. Full count from Easton Pratt to Carter Geffrey. There's a pitch, fouled off by Geffrey. Geffrey, a very good hitter, and tonight we've seen why he's the ace for Ames as well on the hill. So many fans here, not only inside the bleachers, but watching all around from the decks out there in the outfield, on the homes, up there on State Street, on the sidewalks. Great atmosphere for a high school baseball game. Full count pitch, swung on, fouled back once again.
Have a little bullpen action over there for the little Cyclones. It looks like 28 was catching him, Bolt warming him up. Looked like it was 20 or 21. I'm not 100% sure who it was, but looked like they're...
I doubt Aiden Nye was warming up, their catcher. I doubt he was warming up to pitch.
Not 100% sure who it was, but saw 2 on there.
That pitch fouled off once again, so the battle between the pitchers continues to move on.
Could be Charles Tucker, possibly. I'm unsure though.
Here's a full count delivery once again from Easton Pratt. He just can't throw it by Geffrey. And he does there, right at the knees. Pratt gets a huge strikeout after an outstanding battle between the two pitchers, and Pratt ends up winning it. And that'll bring up Austin Gabrielson, who's 1 for 3 on the evening. Runners on first and second for the Little Cyclones. As Gabrielson looks out on Pratt. Pratt gets that first pitch fouled off and gets ahead in the count. Easton Pratt in right now, would qualify for the win if the Jags would come back in the bottom of the 7th.
Right now, this is a big one here. This is Gabriel, I'm guessing.
Gabrielson, yep.
He got the first hit for Ames, so this could be a little bit of a dangerous batter here. I'd be smart.
Again, a huge lead by Simpson over at first base. Anything to the outfield, he'll probably look to score. Another time called there. No pitch clock in high school baseball, so we can sit here and wait all night, I suppose. 0-1 the count right now to Gabrielson.
Sometimes the pressure, or not even the pressure, it's just the anxiousness that can get you.
There's a pitch from Pratt. A little bit low for ball 1. Got to feel like if the Jaguars in the bottom of the 7th could somehow find their way back to Joey Oakey with a runner on, they'd have a chance. 1-1 the count. A great top half of the order for the Jags as Pratt wants a new ball. Didn't like something as he worked his way around the stitches there on the bump. And with a 1-1 count, Easton Pratt looks in. This has been one of the longest no-run innings I've ever seen. That pitch swung. That is a long fly ball deep to left field, all the way back to the wall, and it drops on the warning track. 2 runs going to come around to score for the Little Cyclones. And Ames has taken a 5-1 lead, as in there safe at third is Gabrielson, who just had his second hit of the night. His second double of the night for Austin Gabrielson.
Such a very close play over at third base, and some of the Jaguars kind of started to walk off as it was the third out, and unsure what the umpire's name was, but he called him safe for it. It was a very close play. And,
yeah, he got around the tag over at third base, and now the Jaguars going to have to refocus again, because what was already a tall task just got a lot taller here in the 7th inning. Austin Gabrielson with 2 doubles tonight has just sparked this Ames squad. All the way back off the warning track out there in left field. 1-0 the count right now to Braden Bielner. That pitch misses low for ball 2. 2-0 the count now. Pitch swung on and missed there by Bielner. Makes the count 2-1. Two on the count right now from Pratt to Bielner. That pitch just underneath the hands on the inside corner makes the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner on third base. That's Austin Gabrielson, who's got 2 doubles tonight and has just been huge for the Ames High Little Cyclones. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball popped up over into right field. Brule and Greider coming in, and Greider makes the play. Jaguars going to need a huge inning here in the 5th. The Ames faithful are on their feet. It's 5-1. Ames High trying to pull the upset. We'll be back with a 7th inning right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knockerball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel. Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
All the fans are on their feet here on the north side of Ankeny. The Jaguars need really what would be nothing short of a miracle right now, trailing 5-1, and Ames 3 outs away from punching their ticket to the state baseball tournament next week. The Jaguars could not ask to be in a better part of their order to do it. Easton Miller, the senior center fielder, steps up. He's 2 for 3 tonight. First pitch to him. Breaks in for strike 1 across the inside part of the plate. Carter Geffrey has given up 9 hits, but every time they need a big play, he's there to deliver as a pitcher tonight for the Little Cyclones. Miller takes a big hack at that one, and it's now 0-2. And 2 the count right now to Miller and Geffner. Almost looks like he's throwing harder right now in the 7th. Breaking ball catches Miller for strike 3. That is a huge out from Carter Geffrey. Threw the breaking ball on the 0-2. Froze Miller there on the right side of the plate. Nick Severson comes up, who's had a couple big hits tonight as well, as Ames tries to pull the upset on the number 1 ranked Jaguars here in tonight's Substate Final. First pitch is a strike, and Geffrey's found a little something extra right now in the 7th, as he's almost come in with a fresh arm of his own to close it out. He is throwing fire there from the hill. Pitch, swing and a miss. Nick Severson now facing an 0-2 count. Geffrey's not thrown a ball yet in the 7th. Fouls that one off.
Severson's one of those players that, you know, he's going to get down 0-2 possibly and on different counts, and he's going to battle. He's one of those players that'll battle off any pitch.
0-2 the count right now from Geffrey to Severson. That pitch swung on, that's lined out into left field. That sends Modal back, and he makes the play for out number 2. reached up and caught it over the top of his head as he was backpedaling towards the fence. And Ames is 1 out away from making a lot of baseball programs in Class 4A very happy around the state right now that they wouldn't have to face Centennial in the state baseball tournament. That'll bring up Damon Churchman, who is hitless on the evening. And Carter Geffrey has come in almost like a closer for himself as he has brought it extra in this inning as he puts that one in the dirt, makes it 1-0. Here's the 1-0 upstairs. Looking out tonight, it's been a beautiful night for baseball, and it was beautiful up until the 6th. That pitch swung on. That's a high fly ball into center field. Bierke is all the way back to the fence and makes the play on the warning track, and Ames rushes the field. And they have pulled a huge upset tonight, the Little Cyclones have, as they are going to pile up there. Oh, man, somebody just hit their head hard as they flipped over, but hats off to Ames. They pulled a huge upset here tonight over the number 1 ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, and they came up with plays really every time they needed to do that. It was one of those nights where things were clicking for the Jaguars early on, getting hits, and they just could not put those runs across early when they had the base runners. And a season full of so much promise for the Jaguars comes to a close tonight at the hands of the Ames High Little Cyclones. Ames High wins 5-1. We'll be back with some post-game thoughts on the West 40 Market post-game show coming up right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Free.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Fiscus Jewelers, Rainbow of the Heartland, the all-new Prairie Trail Sports Complex, All-Star Concrete, the Zoom Room, Knocker Ball 118, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, and Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel. Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Keystone Home Inspections, Reed Plumbing, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, the Sassy Flower Bakery, Alter Trading Corporation, West 40 Market, Nolte & Sons Lawn and Irrigation, Rod Brannon with Shelter Insurance, the New York Life offices of Josh Cowart, Dr. Brett Renzi and Health First Chiropractic, U.S. Cellular, the helpful smiles of Hy-Vee, Dr. Christy Semro with iMart Express, and Springer Floor Care. Summer sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Nick Jarash Fitness, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, Ted Sandine Photography, Extreme Services, Sinorama Ankeny, and Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker.
Welcome back to the West 40 Market post-game show. It's going to be a somber one tonight. It's been such a fun season to watch these Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, the baseball team and the softball team, as the Jaguars spent the bulk of the season ranked number 1, went into the postseason with the overall number 1 ranking, and right now out in left field, Coach Mark High has to talk to his team after a 5-1 loss to Ames tonight. The Jaguars with just so many opportunities that they were not able to capitalize on.
It was Jaguars had a couple different. They had a 1 run, and I think it was 8 hits, and Ames saw that on the board and they took advantage of it. I mean, as Centennial, as Coach High, I would most definitely be congratulating my team on one of the best seasons at Centennial, and to Ames, congratulate them on an upset, and I would just not upset, my bad. I would just tell my team, it's next season, and for those seniors, I would most definitely appreciate them. They're one of the best. But Centennial's next matchup against Ames is during football, so Centennial will have a little bit of a target on their back, and they're going to try and take the win during that time. But from now on, congratulations to Ames, and it's been a great season, helping out with Centennial Digital and coming behind the mic, producing and stuff like that, and it's been a pleasure getting to help out.
It's been a great year for a great group of seniors for the Jaguars that we say goodbye to here tonight. Kyle Miller, Nick Severson, Cole Grider, Easton Pratt, Damon Churchman, Kevon Jones, Ross Crawford, Jack Compton, Easton Miller, Ryan Weiss, Taden McConnell-Umpton, and Robert Mann and Carter Bland. So those guys, it has been a pleasure watching you throughout the course of this season. I know that this is going to be a tough one. It's going to sting for a while here tonight, but it was so much fun. We had a blast here calling baseball games for the Jaguars throughout the course of the year, but tonight, hats off to Ames. Their pitcher tonight, Carter Geffrey, was so good at coming up with plays when he needed it in the circle. That defense was outstanding behind him. He gave up 9 hits, but the Jaguars able to only scratch out 1 run from those 9 hits. Ames, 4 hits, and they scored 5 runs off those 4 hits. Joey Oakey, the Centennial ace, took the loss tonight. He gave up all 5 of those runs and 3 hits for those runs. So that has been the end of a fun night for us, or a fun season for us here on Centennial Digital. We do look forward to heading up to Fort Dodge to watch the softball team next week. Hope to get a lot of fans up there cheering on the Jaguars, but tonight it is just heartbreaking to look out there into left field and see all those Jaguars who have put so much into this program, but they lose tonight to the Ames High Little Cyclones, who were the playmakers tonight. For everybody here at Centennial Digital, thank you so much to our sponsors, especially Quentin Crowner there at Freedom Tire, Kitchen and Bath Company, Wholesome Pet Essentials, Ankeny Girls Softball Association, and Lamberti, Goki, and Lucci Law. You guys have been so great to us all season long, and especially here in the playoffs, helping us get these streams on. That'll actually end up doing it for us here tonight. I want to thank Luke Silve, Cade Tomlinson, who's been with us all season long in the dugout tonight for the Jaguars, Carter Blandau, and Cash Money Von Bali. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. That's going to do it for our 2022-2023 sports season here at Ankeny Centennial here on Centennial Digital. Look forward to finding everybody